Yo, yo, yo. What's good? What's good? It's Stormy B Man, and I am back. Welcoming you to the post-fight show late edition for this Tuesday, December 9th, 2025. This is a post-fight show for some fights I had a chance to catch up on. Masoud versus Mcgrail from Monte Carlo. It was actually the Monte Carlo Showdown number 4, where Matchroom Boxing has put on a series of events over in Monte Carlo. These fights took place Saturday, December 6th, and after further review of the events, this is probably one of the best cards that Matchroom Boxing has put on ever. So that's why I decided to come out, replace the Tuesday Tussle this evening with this particular broadcast to give a little shine to the fights that took place on this card. I know that everybody was pretty much waiting for the Isaac Cruz, Lamont Roach Jr. fight card on Amazon Prime, PBC broadcast. But listen, this was very much a card that you guys should have seen. If you didn't get a chance to check it out, it is in the Dazn archives, so you can go back and refer to it like I did. And I will guarantee you, you won't be disappointed if you love the sport of boxing. The main event, which had these gentlemen that are, again, when you talk about here in the U.S., they are of little renown. You got Shabazz Masoud taking on Peter Mcgrail. They were the main event, although the fight that took place between Conor Walker and Pat McCormick should have been the main event. More veteran fighters who have displayed themselves at the welterweight division. Shabazz and Mcgrail are super bantamweights, and their fight was for the EBU European super bantamweight title, meaning that the winner could go on to propel himself into maybe like a international or intercontinental opportunity for one of the major sanctioning bodies. Also on this card was IBF lightweight champion Beatriz Ferreira out of Brazil, taking on Elif Nur Turham from Turkey. Let me just say, you guys, this fight right here is the major motivating factor for me to talk about this card this evening. There is something brewing at the lightweight division, and that fighter's name is Elif Nur Turhan. Beatriz Ferreira is a fighter who has had amateur experience, I believe 2-time Olympic experience, and she's 32 years of age. Turhan is 30 years of age. These two put on an exciting fight. We'll get to it. But again, like I said before, if you haven't had a chance to tune in, you should. Because this is why we watch the sport of boxing. What we were able to see out of these bouts on this card. Again, this was Tom Dallas through Eddie Hearn and Matchroom. A very, very solid card. The card opened up with Hugo Micallef taking on Sean McComb. Two super lightweights, again, for another IBF European super lightweight title. This was a very good fight to open up the card, where we saw Micallef he ended up being stopped in 8 rounds by Sean McComb. This is the type of fight that people like to tune in and watch. McComb is a southpaw. He stands 6 feet tall, and at super lightweight, that's pretty doggone tall. It's kind of that situation almost of what fighters are experiencing at 154 with Fundora, with his height and reach advantages. McComb is lanky, and he had Micallef kind of on his heels throughout the fight, stopping him inside of 8 rounds. But he's rangy. He has good hand speed. He entered the fight 19-2, and he fights out of Ireland. McComb does, and he entered the fight 20-2, and he has 6 KOs. But the way he put pressure on Micallef, it was something to behold. He just kind of broke the guy mentally. His nickname is the Public Nuisance, which is kind of really interesting at the end of the day when you think about guys giving themselves nicknames going into battles. Micallef entered the fight with a record of 11-0 with 3 KOs. He's 27, fighting out of Monaco, calls himself the Fresh Prince of Monaco. And the Fresh Prince got crowned, huh? Yeah, it happened, and it was quite exciting for the time that it lasted. I want to take a quick moment and acknowledge who we got in the chat today. Got some people out there. Please smash that like button as you come into the building. Thank you so much. Convos with Cam is out there early. Stephen L. the Mac. Dale Riv is out there. Jose Diaz. Macaholic, a.k.a. Snoopy Mac. I think that's right. My brother Drew Titan is out there. And the rest of you all are kind of saluting one another. And Jose Diaz in the building. I said that. Okay. Welcome, everybody. Please smash that like button as you come in. I didn't see anybody talking about these fights. And once again, it really shows us, where the boxing folks are, because, again, as I go through this, and I won't keep you all night, we'll talk about this briefly, but man, it really got me thinking, and it also helped me with some of my end of the year decisions for the upcoming end of the year awards show. So that's one of the main reasons to pay attention to this. So as I get through this, I'm kind of reading through my analytic board here. It's making a suggestion that I lower my my bit rates, but we're gonna try to tough this out and go through, and I'll lower the bit rates for the next time I stream. Could I see a show of hands by putting a 1 in the chat for anybody that's out there in this chat live? If you guys had a chance to check this card out, just put a 1 in the chat if you had a chance to check it out. The CDB just creeped into the building. What's good with you? And again, we're multi-streaming over on Rumble as well for this evening's show. Drew says, I missed it. I just got home. No, Drew, this was Saturday. This was Saturday early in the day, before the Roach and Cruz card took place, because it was over in Monaco. The zone broadcasted earlier in the afternoon. But, I was on snow detail. Oh my goodness. I talked about all that snow I got, and it's like I was on snow detail. So man, it was tough. But these guys, they all put on an excellent fight. We also had heavyweights on this card where Johnny Fisher took on Ivan Belaz. Now, this fight was seeing Fisher come back because in his last fight, he suffered earlier this year in May a KO loss to David Allen, who had lost to He in a split decision back in December of 2024. Now, Belaz is from Slovakia, and he had entered the fight with the undefeated record. He's 29 years of age, and Fisher, whom they were touting as a homegrown UK heavyweight, country boy type of deal, those two fights with Allen kind of exploited the fact that he needs a lot of skill sets to work on. So this fight against Belaz was a guy who wasn't really as experienced, with a record coming in of only 7-0, but Belaz could crack. And he had 5 KOs in those 7 victories. And he almost got Johnny Fisher out of there. I think that was the first round. he unleashed on Fisher. And it was like, oh my goodness, is Fisher getting ready to go again? And listen, man, Fisher is vulnerable. And that's probably one of the reasons why he's going to be a popular UK fighter, because his vulnerabilities, you know, when he gets hit, he goes. And he got hit by this guy, and he was fading all over the place and everything. Knees were all stiff, and he looked the worse for wear. You know what I'm saying? But he was able to weather the storm somewhat. And the inexperienced Belaz wasn't able to follow up. Otherwise, he should have been able to get him on up out of there. Now, he outweighed, Fisher outweighed Belaz by about 9 pounds at 240 3/4. But that chin, man, that beard wasn't enough to cushion those blows. So this was a humdinger, man. Stephen L. says, I didn't get to yet, and you know I'd be watching it all, Sensei. Yeah, Stephen L., that brother be soaking up fights like sponge, man. He be telling me about fights. Go back and watch it, Sensei, he says. Drew says, I missed it there. Came in on the Frank Martin fight. Adrian Vitt is in the building. What's happening? And Jose says, he could have ended it. Yes. Yeah, Jose, he had Fisher, bro. It was like, you know what I'm saying? When you watching fights like this, you say, man, is it going to be an upset? You know, the guy was, and he had Fisher up against the ropes, and he hit him with a right and a left, and Fisher kind of went sideways. Like he was going to sleep. Man, I'm telling you, this is why I tell people all the time, watch boxing, man. Because I don't care who the favorite is supposed to be. I don't care if, you know, a guy is like undefeated and all of that stuff, man. Listen, when you get hit on the chin, it's like you can't pretend that. That's the real deal. And that's what happened when Belaz cracked old boy Fisher. He was like ready to go. And but Fisher toughed it out. He came back and he was able to stop Belaz. But with heavyweights, that's what it is. Knockdown, drag out. And that's what those guys delivered on the night, man. It's like, man, the fight card for Monaco was really good. And even though I didn't know all of the fighters on there, I knew several from most of the matches and a couple during the entire matchups. I like McCormick and Walker. I'm very familiar with those two guys. And Mcgrail and Masoud, I'm familiar with them. But Beatrice Fiera and Alif Turhan, listen. Turhan, you guys, this fight produced the knockout of the year for women's boxing. Alif knocked Beatrice out in 5 rounds, had her going in the 4th. Had her down in the 1st. This woman throws punches. You know how Cus D'Amato coined the term with Mike Tyson coming along, right? Bad intentions. This woman was throwing punches like Mike Tyson. I mean, she was hooking and, man, Oh my goodness. And Beatrice, at first, when she got rocked, the first knockdown wasn't even called a knockdown. The referee missed it, even though she got hit on the chin and she went down on her knees. And I'm like, oh, the ref didn't see that. And then she knocked her down again. So the ref, for good measure. But listen, Beatrice is not, hold on one second, family. 1 second. Okay, I'm back, fam. Listen, Beatrice is a good boxer. Fighting out of Brazil, she's got good technique. I mean, her jabs, her right hand is really good. She hit Alif a couple of times with that right hand upside her head, and Alif was like, looked at her, shook it off, and pumped her gloves like, let's go. I'm like, oh. The only thing I can wonder about that is she on something? If she is not on anything, family, you got a new fighter in the lightweight division of the women's division of boxing, a new IBF champion who is gonna peel some caps. I'm telling you, the woman is pretty damn good. She's pretty damn good. Listen, Beatrice was trapped in the triangle, and Alif gave every example of why I said you got to stay out of the triangle. She caught that girl in that triangle and beat her into submission to a degree that she was like totally worn down in an instance of succession of punches. Oh my goodness, she battered that girl and she got up. Beatrice did. Fiera, she got up and she was wobbly. She tried to stand there good for the count, but the ref looked into her eyes. The referee, Diana Drews Milani, she looked at her real good and said, no, you can't go. You can't go. Man, let me tell you something about this woman. She might be the hardest punching woman in boxing, pound for pound. That's including Gabriela Fundora. Listen, I am not exaggerating, but the thing I want to find out, family, is this. She's from Turkey, okay? If she's not on something, because we just don't know sometimes, right? But let's just give her the benefit of the doubt of being a clean fighter. She is fierce. Fierce. Caroline Dubois, who holds one of the titles there at lightweight, if she's talking about unifying against this woman, you know, Caroline had a tough go a couple of fights ago when she fought that, was that a Japanese or a Korean lady? I think it was a Korean lady that she fought. Well, if that Korean lady was this woman punching her, Alif, KO. KO. This is not an exaggeration. The woman is like a buzzsaw in there. And she throws everything behind her punches. It reminds me of how Julian Jackson used to just go for it when he would be fighting his opponents. Julian Jackson would put everything into his shots. That's why if you caught him coming in or caught him in a counter, he was so vulnerable because he was throwing everything into every shot. His jabs were kind of like stiff, but when he wound up with his hooks and his right hooks, he was putting everything into it. And that's how Alif Nuriturian fought. And you could just see Ferreira was like overwhelmed with the strength and the power. It was like, oh my goodness, knockout of the year. Because I've been looking at the women's fights, right? And I'm like, okay, I know last year Gabriella was fighter of the year and everything, but is there anything that we could see that can kind of mix things up a little bit? And there have been a couple of upsets this year in women's boxing. But let me tell you something. This woman here, she's going to knock some people out. They're going to have a hard time finding opponents for her because you could see her strength. You could see it. And this was my first time witnessing a bout of hers. But she came in like, I mean, she's 30 years of age. They haven't listed her height. Fiera was definitely shorter at 5'3" with a 64-inch reach. And Fiera's 32. But she was no chump, you know. This was her fourth title defense, Beatrice. And she came out there and she was really trying to give it a real good go, man. But let me tell you something. I felt bad for the girl because it was almost like she was fighting a man. I'm just going to say it. That's how Elif Nur Turhan came in there, like she was a man, a buzzsaw. And she was like throwing punches with bad intentions, looking to take Beatrice's little head off of her body, man. I mean, and with that victory, her record now is 12-0 with 8 KOs. How they've had that girl hidden and you ain't heard about her, I don't know. But this was her coming out party and she won the damn title with her first title shot. And definitely Beatrice was, like I said, no slouch. And that was one of the major reasons that inspired me to talk about the fight card, you know, for tonight instead of doing the Tuesday tussle. Because I had seen nobody out there talking about these fights. I'm like, wow, this is really interesting. Because this right here, man, let me tell you something. This was like impressive. Very impressive. Jose Diaz in the chat saying you're correct. He says, truth, that KO was nasty. Listen, man. You tell him, Jose Diaz, tell everybody that's in the chat what this girl was doing. She was a wrecking machine. You know how Mickey told Rocky, he's no machine, you know. Well, Elif was a machine, man. She was in there all upside that girl's head. I was like, looking through my fingertips like, oh no, stop it. Guys, go watch this woman and these two women. Go watch their fight on Dazn. It's a good fight. It's only inside of 5 rounds, but I'm going to tell you something. You always know when you're seeing a new person on the scene, and that's exactly what she was. Man. Now, Jose says, I just hope they're okay. Everybody knew what she was on. What do you mean by that, Jose? I didn't say she's doping. I didn't say she's cheating. I said I hope that she's a clean fighter because she looks so strong. She just looked, and she's a woman, but goodness gracious, boy. You know, imagine if you guys remember Christy Martin when she first burst on the scene and how she was aggressive and everything. And, you know, she was entertaining, right? But Christy didn't have punching power like that. This woman got punching power. And dude, she looked like, even one of the announcers, I forget who it was, he was calling the fight. He said, if she hit me with that, I'd be shook up. He said she would have him shook up. Listen, you damn right. I wouldn't do nothing but hold the pads for her. And when I'm holding them pads, I make sure I'm putting all my strength into that and make sure she don't pop my shoulder out of place or whatever. That woman was like, Cus D'Amato would be proud. Let's just say it like that. You say it's just like Lara, maybe time to retire. Who, you talking about Beatrice need to retire? She don't need to retire. Dude, she was in there with a damn buzzsaw. That woman, look, that woman will do that to Caroline Dubois. She will do it to, who else is down there? Is that Alicia Baumgartner down there? Oh man, she gonna kill Alicia Baumgartner. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. This woman here, they better be glad Gabriella's down at flyweight or something, because if she was at a higher weight and had to face this lady, she would get knocked out. I'm telling you, she may be pound for pound the hardest punching woman in women's boxing today. You know, Clarissa don't punch like this girl. You could literally see Beatrice's eyes like, oh, when she got hit, boom, she was like, what the? Damn good fight though. I can't wait to see this lady again. I want to see her again. I want to see exactly, what she all about. Cause she definitely showed me some fierceness in there. Jose, what is this thing with you on Lara needs to retire, bro? Lara fought a guy that wasn't his original opponent. And it's a letdown for him because he was going for a unified title unification opportunity. And then he has to fight Johan Gonzalez. It's like, that's a letdown. He still beat the dude up for 12 rounds, but it's like, I don't know what you guys be expecting, man. He did not look bad. He looked uninspired because of, the letdown. Janibet cheated. And rightfully so. He should not have been allowed to fight. Just like they shouldn't let Subriel Matias fight this coming January with this battle against Dalton Smith. They shouldn't let that fight go on. Subriel cheated. He popped dirty, man, for Osterine. There should be no Osterine in your system at all. And I don't care what kind of levels that they say that he had that was even less than Ryan Garcia. He shouldn't have any levels of it in there. And why won't they tell the truth about this? Lower levels. What that means is that he was cycling off. Why people can't get that? The trace amounts was once there and it's leaving now. He's been using diuretics or whatever to get it out of his system, flushing it out, doing weight cut and all of that. It's leaving. But it's like you're cheating, bro. It shouldn't be in your system at all. You cannot fail a DUI test on the road if you haven't had anything to drink. But you can have one beer or half of a beer, depending on your resistance and everything, and your system can be compromised. And some people can drink a whole 6-pack and don't get wobbly. It still will be a raised alcohol level, but they won't get pulled over for a DUI like somebody who don't drink. Listen, I want to see that lady fight again. I want to see if it's real. It look awfully real to me, and Beatrice think it look awfully real to her too, because she didn't even protest when the referee stopped the fight. She just kind of put her head down and turned toward the outside ropes and was like, they got me. They didn't tell me this woman was coming in like this. It was a dangerous night for her. Dangerous night. Eric Jordan in the building. What's good with you? Ravens Nation says, Sensei, you were right about Fulton. You said months ago he was going to lose real soon. Yeah, thank you for reminding. Because, you see, Ravens Nation, when I say stuff, people don't be paying attention to me, man. Because I say stuff about they favorite fighters and stuff like that, and they be like, man, this guy, he's a hater. No, I know a few things about boxing, and fighters temperaments and everything. Yeah, he damn near lost that first comeback fight when he came back after losing to Inoue. That guy that dropped him and everything, I thought he was going to try to finish him off, but the guy was like kind of content the fact he drops Fulton. But it is what it is. But he's no longer Fulton. He's 2 pounds now, 2 pounds. 2 pounds got 2 losses now. And if he keep going, he going to have some more losses, Yeah. Universal Truth, what's good with you? I see you out there. Raven said he's moving up to 135. Curious who he's going to make his first fight. The Battle of the Bulge. That's his first fight right there. And his last fight. Because he ain't mentally fit for boxing, man. He's not. He's not. Not mentally fit for boxing. And he's going to be outside of the world class real fast. Yeah. Coming in there with a dad bod at press conferences looking like Adrian Broner, who ain't fought in several years. And you know how Adrian be looking. That little pot belly, he ain't got no neck, and he got pot belly. Nope. These young fighters gonna eat your butt up out there like Pac-Man. Troll Slayer, what's going on? Yeah, I see it's chopping up now. Um, I can't change my bit rate while I'm live. I don't think. I can take a look at it and see, but I don't think I can. Oh, maybe I can. I just looked at something. I'm gonna try this while I'm live, family. I didn't know I could change this while I'm live. Let's see here. No, that's not YouTube there, guys. That is because it's telling me in my stream queue. It's telling me I need to turn the bit rate down. Am I coming across a little clearer now? Let's see here. I dropped it down. Should be a little better now. Should be a little better. Yeah. We should be better now. We should be better. It takes a couple minutes. Yeah, I see you over there, EJ, on the Rumble app. Appreciate the donation, brother. He said they're at work trying to mess up the greatness, but not today. Appreciate that, bro. Yeah. Yeah, it should be better. Like I said, it takes a couple minutes. After, because what I'm speaking live, there's like anywhere between a 10 to 20-second delay. Just know that. They do that on purpose. That's just like with live TV. You think you're watching it actually live, but there's a delay. Sometimes it's even up to 30 seconds. That's in case something crazy jump off, they can cut to something else and cut it off the air or whatever without you ever getting a chance to see it. Yeah. So, but that's how that works. But yeah. But yeah, we had some more fights over there on that card, man. A fight that I thought should have been the main event, but it wasn't. Connor Walker taking on Pat McCormick. Now, this was a fight at welterweight, and these two guys, both out of the UK, they have given us some really interesting battles. Now, some of you may remember back in June of last year where Connor Walker lost to Lewis Crocker. He lost a unanimous decision, but he's bounced back since then with three wins in a row, 2 this year and 1 after the loss to Crocker last year. And when you think about what's been going on with Pat McCormick, he's been in there and he's had some pretty good scrapes. But this fight is a fight that the two of them, it was like a Mutt and Jeff matchup, because Connor Walker is a short guy. And McCormick, they list him as 5'8", but I think he's more like 5'10 and a half or something, because Walker is about 5'7". But boy, did they rip into each other. These two men were fighting hard. Welterweights, European level, with the opportunity to branch out into who might have a chance to be world class. And Walker, he broke McCormick down systematically. And late in the fight, he began to wear McCormick out with some body punching. See, Walker being the shorter guy, he got inside and was working the body, and he hit him with I think it was a left hook to the body, rib cage, floating rib area, and you could see that really took a lot out of McCormick. And he didn't seem the same after that. And he just kind of, I think that happened in like the 9th round or something. But as the fight just wore on, McCormick began to just kind of dissipate. He was falling apart in there. And sure enough, in the 12th, Walker was able to get him on up out of there, man. He knocked him through the ropes. It was a lot like when was that Liam, what's the name, fought Mike Conley, when he fought Lee Wood, excuse me, I'm getting all these Lees and Liam. Lee Wood, when he knocked Wood through the ropes, or did Wood knock him through the ropes? I don't know. One of those guys went through. I think it was Mike Conley went through the ropes, but that was kind of like the end of the fight. And that's how this fight was. The end of the fight, when Connor Walker drilled him with a combination in that corner, and he went through those ropes and he went out. He was done, man. But man, it was entertaining because, again, you know what world-class fighters look like, and you know what guys who are just kind of under world-class, and that's what we were witnessing here. But man, that Connor Walker has heart, man. He has guts, determination. Because his face was busting up a bit, but he would not be denied. And he got in there and he was all over this guy. It was very entertaining fight, man. Very entertaining fight. And like I said, that should have been the main event, the way they battled. But these matchroom cards that go to Monte Carlo, you end up seeing these kind of performances because remember when what was it, last year, the year before, what's his name? I'm trying to think of his name right now. It won't come to me. Anthony Kakachi. When Kakachi had taken on, Joe Cordina. Yeah, that was in May of last year. And he stopped Cordina in 8 rounds. Hey, man. You have to watch boxing to be able to see these things break down like they do. And it's like it gives you a sense of, okay, I got a feel for things. When the rhythm of the fight is going a certain kind of way and the tide is kind of shifting and you see a guy, he's not worried about getting hit anymore. He's just determined to get in there and get off what he's trying to do. You can see the shift in the battle. This stuff is like, it's almost like a movie script, but it's off script because you never know when the fighter is going to turn into that guy. That's why I say you got to watch boxing, man. You got to watch it. Now, is either one of these guys ready for the likes of Devin Haney or something? Absolutely not. But you know what? When they're fighting each other, it's entertaining. Yep. So that was a pretty good fight. At the time of the stoppage, the judges had it 106 to 103, 104 to 105, and 106 to 103. So one judge had it for McCormick, and the other 2 judges had it for Conor Walker, who ended everything in the 12th. That was good. That was a good deal because he did that. He got these guys. He got this guy on out of there, and it made all the difference in the world. The main event, Shabazz Masoud taking on Peter Mcgrail. It's another fight between young fighters. These 2 guys, their ages 29, and going, 2 guys going in different directions after the fight. Now, Mcgrail, who's out of the UK, as well as Masoud, he's a southpaw. Masoud's orthodox. But Masoud is more of a fluid boxer. Mcgrail is more of a kind of a brawler type. But the 2 of them, they were working. They were working off of one another, and it was entertaining to see them in their matchup. I like fighters who are able to be a little more diverse. Now, these were 2 super bantamweights, and Shabazz Masoud entered the fight, came in 14-0 with 4 KOs. So he's not noted as a puncher at all. Fighting out of Rochdale, Lancashire, the UK. 15-0 he is now. They call him the Maverick. But he's kind of like a slick boxer, fast hands, 29 years of age. With no real punching power. If he decides to go in there to face one of the champions at Super Bantam, maybe he could be slick. But it's gonna be tough for him because he can't crack too good. Now Mcgrail, he brought his record of 12-1, into the fight, and his nickname is Blood. He's out of Liverpool. And out of his 12 victories, he's got 6 KOs. But he's rugged. He's like one of those Irishmen that's, he's just in for it. So if you could add a little more to his skill set outside of how tough he is, you'd have something really cooking there. Because boxing is not really about how tough you are. It's about how slick and smart you are and being able to put that into action. So, but yeah, Mcgrail will probably be back, and Masoud is going to have to decide who he wants to face, because when you talking about super bantamweight, let's see who we got, the champions at super bantam. Inoue, undisputed. Well, there you go. There you go. That's all one could ask, huh? Well, you mean I gotta fight him? Yep. Yeah, buddy. But yeah, this was a great night of fights, man. You even got some heavyweight action in there. Like I said, it's one of the best matchroom cards that I've ever seen. One of the best. And all fights were action-packed for different reasons. So if you guys got Dazn, go back and check this card out, man. You won't be disappointed. It's entertaining. Entertaining. So yeah. So I timed that just about perfectly, because I'm at my hour mark for Tuesday Tussle, and I appreciate everybody that came out to check me out for this. And like I said, I highly recommend this card. Go back and watch it, especially to check out the new IBF Women's Lightweight Champion, Elif Turner. That woman is, woo, she's devastating. Devastating, man. There's something there, you guys. There's something there. She ain't, she ain't short-stopping, man. She ain't short-stopping. So but yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. I want to say, shout out to the mighty LDBC. And we catch you guys on the next one. And if you came in late, catch the replay, man. Catch the replay, because we got good stuff happening here. And please sign up for the Rumble, or follow me at the Rumble, because I want to be able to go live there. I need 100 followers. I'm at 36, 37 right now. I need to up those numbers, you guys. 39. I'm at 39, so I had a couple more. But please, just push Stormy on up to that 100 so I could go live from over there. You know what I mean? And don't forget to check out the premiere tomorrow morning. And we will be back next week with another Tuesday Tussle. But I just had to come in and talk about these fights because nobody else is doing it. And, Stormy is going to talk some boxing for you guys. So have a good night. Appreciate everybody. And we'll catch you soon. Huh? Yeah.
if Canelo was 100% confident in himself, I don't know why he wouldn't fight me, especially since, you know, seeing that everybody in his team is on steroids, which means including him, so he never got off
You think
steroids.
he's on steroids?
Of course. Sure.
How
does five?
You saw De La Hoya
How do five people out of your camp get tested positive for steroids? You know what I mean? All those fucking dudes in that camp are dirty.
Well, it don't matter to me. It's all gonna be the same.
I try it, but my body just no let me go. And you need to accept it. That's it. I hit Crawford, but no clean shots, like with all my power. He's a great fighter. He's a good fighter. He knows how to move and everything.
Oh, what a nice day. Look at Jessica. Jessica, what are you doing? You know you can't swim. Get away from the water, Jessica. Jessica, get away from the... Oh, my God. Somebody help Jessica, please. She can't swim. Go help Jessica, run. Jessica, no. Oh, my God. No, Jessica. No, the water is pulling her back in. Where's the lifeguard? Lifeguard, hurry up. She can't swim. Jessica, no. Jesus. Jessica. Lifeguard, please save her. Yes, two lifeguards. Save her, no. Please, Jessica. Oh, look. Hey, that husband is coming. Oh, do one of them then. Jessica. Hey, please, save her. Jessica. They're coming now. They're here, Jessica.